Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. My name is Mandy. Thank y'all so much for being here. Today's video, I wanted to sit down, have a really chill video, talk to y'all, let y'all know what's been going on in my life behind the scenes. If you follow me on Instagram or Instagram stories, you'll probably know most of the things that I'm going to tell y'all. However, I did a Instagram poll and asked y'all if you wanted to see a Q&A as well, and then if so, what questions that you would have for me. So it's going to be kind of a mishmash of everything. So today is June 2nd. Yesterday, we moved my oldest daughter, who is going to be turning 21 in July. We moved her into a dormitory. So she has a paid internship with a university, and it's all like funded by NASA. It's some pretty big stuff. She wants to be a doctor. And so we did that yesterday. We had like a 3-car caravan of family members, and we all moved all our stuff in. If you have a kid who's in a dorm, or if you yourself has ever been in a dorm, you're gonna know to get comfortable, you need some things. So especially if you're a female. She's got 3 different roommates from all over the United States, and then one out of the country. So she's got one from Michigan. She's got another one who goes to Clemson, which is in South Carolina. And then the third girl, I think, is from either Africa or France. I'm not really sure on that, but she seems to really get along with all of them, which is really important, to get along with your roommates. So we moved her in yesterday, got her in, got her settled. And the previous week was, you know, getting all the preparation, giving her all the time, because we're not going to see her for a while. I mean, we're going to see her maybe on the weekends here and there, but come fall semester, she's going to be moving into another dorm, so we're probably not going to see her for quite a bit. And that is a big change. So it's almost like a empty nest type of deal. I do have one more child at home who is going to be a senior in high school this coming up year. So the empty nesting is kind of happening right now, even though I do have one at home still. So that's what's been going on. We just been given Gabby, who is my oldest, we've been giving her our undivided attention, letting her know that she's loved and supported, and we're proud of her and all that stuff. So that's what's been going on there. And then in May 20th, we lost a very important family member to us, which was my pig, Amos. So if y'all been watching my channel for a while, you're probably going to know that I had a potbelly pig named Amos. He's been such a very, very important fixture, companion in my life. So he was sick. We didn't really think that he was that sick, even though he was under veterinary care. But it just happened very, very quickly, and we ended up having to put him down May 20th. And that was very, very hard. Like, May can suck it big time. Amos was such a wonderful pet. Most of the time, if you have been around, if you've watched videos with me, with him, he would always try to break into my filming space downstairs whenever I was doing like other makeup videos, and even like clothing hauls back then. I would do a lot of those downstairs, but it was just impossible to film with him because he would like bust the door down. He was always wanting to come in that room because I was in there. Amos went through some of the hardest times in our lives and some of the best times in our lives. So he was a anniversary gift, and I hate to think of animals being gifts, you know, because I don't like them to be possessions. I don't even know if that like means anything to you, but I try to look at animals almost as equals, and that's how I always try to treat animals. And we went through a flood in 2016. Once again, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I've talked about this in depth before. But he went through that flood with us. We lost our house, we lost our cars, we lost most of our possessions in that flood in 2016. And so people were like, you need to evacuate, you need to evacuate. And we were like, okay, we'll evacuate. Can I take Amos? And they're like, no, you can't take him. You're going to have to put him somewhere else. I'm like, well, I'm not coming then. I'm not going to leave my house if I can't bring him. because, I mean, we saw Katrina. We're from Louisiana. Katrina was a hurricane in 2005, and how many people left their animals to die in those houses, and or they just didn't have a choice. I'm not saying that they didn't have a choice, or they did it on purpose. A lot of times those people were just desperate and had to leave, and they had to leave their animals, and that's so sad to me. So that wasn't an option for us. So when we left our house, we left in water, like water up to our chest at some points. And we had Amos right there with us, you know, even though he was big then, we made sure that we treated him as an equal. And when we put him down, we put him down as an equal. And he deserved every bit of that, because he was just he was our guy, you know. So anyway, I don't want to talk any more on that. Maybe in the future, whenever it's not quite so raw. But I just wanted to let y'all know, because some of y'all, if not the majority of y'all, are just so kind. I've had so many people reach out and just given us such wonderful energy and words, and I have a couple of friends who sent care packages, flowers. A good friend from my hometown, who I actually met through YouTube, sent Amos a care package before he passed away, which was awesome. It was really awesome. So, damn, I said I wasn't going to do this. So he passed away with apricots, which I thought was amazing. And then my friend Dustin sent flowers, and he sent a gift certificate to get roses. So we're planting pink roses in memory of him. On a side note, I wanted to also do a Q&A. I mentioned that at the beginning of the video. So I asked y'all on my Instagram stories. If you don't follow me on there, please do, because I'm pretty active on there. I share a lot on there. All right, y'all. So I have quite a bit of questions to go through. I have like 2 pages and then some. Yeah, 2.5 pages or so. So I'm going to try to answer all of these as best as I can and not skip over too much. But I don't want to be super long-winded, because it's 16 minutes and I think that I've been fairly long-winded so far. So first question is from She Writes Her Journey, and it says, well, for one, how are you? And I'm good. I'm really good. In hindsight of everything that's been going on, I am really good. I feel like I'm in a good place. I feel like I'm healing. I feel like I'm doing everything that I need to do to healthily get through the day, heal myself, take care of myself, mend myself, all those things. So I feel like I'm doing really good mentally, physically. I think that I need a little work. I was looking at myself in the mirror when I was about to take a bath the other day, and I was like, damn, you need to get it together. She Writes Her Journey writes, if you wasn't doing YouTube, what would be your dream job? My dream job, honestly, would be a dermatologist. I am, and here's a little known fact about me, I like watching blackhead videos, which does not a dermatologist make. However, I know a lot of things about skin conditions and skin ailments and skin problems that probably the lamest person, whatever, you know what I'm saying, the regular person wouldn't know. So I really like learning about the skin, talking about the skin, watching skin videos. That's like a sickness that I have. Nancy Van 51 asks, what is your favorite candy? Honestly, I'm not a big candy person. My husband is like the candy person. He loves candy bars and chocolate bars and stuff. I find that chocolate gives me a really bad headache. I don't know why. It's just always kind of been that way. But you give me a Starburst or like a Skittle, only the red ones though, and the yellow ones if I'm feeling a little froggy. Jen L. Nelson, which is my girl. I love her so much. She is the one that sent Amos a care package, and girl, Jen, I love you. She says, first of all, I want you to know that you are awesome and I love you. I love you too, girl. I really do. Second, what is your go-to summer outfit? Well, my go-to summer outfit lately is t-shirts and pants from Walmart. Probably a t-shirt from Walmart, pants from Walmart, and shoes from Walmart. So I've been wearing these shoes out. So I did a video with these. These are the Time and True tie-dye something or other. They're like thicker. They're kind of like a Van. Third, do you self-tan? If so, what is your fave? I'm not a real big self-tanner, actually. When I was thinner, which was around 2010, I used to self-tan quite a bit, and at that time, Saint-Tropez was the big thing. Saint-Tropez, everybody went on and on and on and on about Saint-Tropez. And I think I self-tanned maybe 3 or 4 times, and I did the whole like down the neck and then the whole body, and I would leave my face white because, you know, I'm fairly a pale person. And I you know, it's just, it's time consuming for something that just washes off after a couple of days, and you can't really shave, and it's just it's a pain in the ass. And so I don't really do it anymore. I'm not really interested in self-tan at all. Well-Planned Wife asks, what is your skincare routine? Well, I have an awful skincare routine. I'm probably like the most non-skincare type person, or wishy-washy skincare person ever, because I'll go hot and heavy with skincare for about a month and then completely stop for 3 or 4 months, and then start back hot and heavy for another month and then quit for it. So I'm the worst person to take skincare advice from, I'm telling you, because I wash my face with Dove white soap, which I know a lot of estheticians. I have a esthetician friend who used to be a makeup artist with me, and we would kind of tag team during runway season. And she found out that she was like, girl, your skin looks so good. What do you use for facial cleanser? And I'm like, Dove white soap. She's like, oh no, you cannot use that. I'm like, yes, that's all I use. And then whenever I get out of the bathtub, every once in a while, I'll use the Watts 100% hyaluronic acid serum. I use that every time I put on makeup, every single time I put on makeup, but not all the time whenever I get out of the bathtub. And then that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Jill DD says, how are you doing and what kind of music are you listening to these days? Thank you for asking, Jill DD. I am doing very well. In hindsight of everything that's going on, I feel like that I'm doing well. There are the stages of grief that I think that I am at the end of. I'm kind of more accepting and feeling almost like, it's almost like things were meant to be, because if he was sick during this time with Lauren, she just had her wisdom teeth out last Friday, Gabby being moved into a dorm, I just don't know how we could have juggled everything. It would have been impossible, and then somebody would have been left out because somebody would have been left having to take care of Amos while he's sick, and damn it, I'm not going to leave him alone, so it probably would have been me. But I don't know, I'm doing very, very well right now. And the music I like to listen to, okay, all right, so I have a gift for you. So if you have never heard of the Rockets, I am obsessed with the Rockets right now. They are a 70s band. They are a foreign band. And they are what I call alien rock because they have the whole silver face. It's almost like the blue guys, blue men. Well, I don't know. I don't even know. But they look like the blue men, but their sound is so amazing. So I went on Apple iTunes, the iTunes store, and I bought like 3 of their albums. So go on the iTunes store, get the Rockets Greatest Hits so good. They're just amazing. So that's what I've been rocking out. Other music right now I can't listen to because it'll make me cry. I almost had to run out of Walmart because a song came on that reminded me of Amos, and I was like, for God's sakes, I am not going to be stuck in Walmart boo-hooing. I'm not going to be that person. So the Rockets, all the way, all their songs, I just like it. And it's just got a groove. It's like I don't know. It's just like, it's space rock. It's very weird. It's interesting. And I myself am a little weird. So I kind of like that music. All right, y'all. So the next question is from Aimstar, and she asks, how does it feel to be so awesome? And thank you. I don't feel very awesome all the time, but I do try. I try to be at least authentic and honest and forthcoming and generous and loving and nurturing to the people in my life and the people who are around me. So that's all I can do, and I appreciate you saying that I am awesome. I do appreciate that. Okay, the next question is from Vilma _Brode81. She asks me, and hello, girl. I love you. She says, where do you see yourself in the next year? Let's see, 2022, where do I see myself? I see myself living in this house, so I'm not going to be going anywhere as far as that. Definitely we need a new vehicle very soon, so I see myself having a new vehicle or a new used vehicle. Hopefully I'll still be doing YouTube. I have no plans on stopping YouTube. I actually really enjoy doing YouTube, so I'll probably be doing that. And yeah, I have goals. I have ideas of where I want to be, say, in the next 5 years, as far as like YouTube and business and stuff. And I do have some ideas when it comes to plus size clothing and that type of thing. So maybe pursuing a clothing boutique of some sort. That is kind of a long-term goal that I want to see in the future. I want to like have a clothing, like an online clothing boutique that is really, really awesome. That's what I want. Something that makes women or men feel so amazing when they wear it, but not expensive. You know what I mean? So maybe sometime in the future with that. That's probably going to be further down the road. All right, y'all. So next question, I'm like choking on my own spit. Raposa Baby asks, I know it's still fresh, but will you replace Mr. Piggy at some point? So that's a hard question. I want to, I really do. So if you go on Facebook and they have all of these like Potbelly Pig groups, they have one called Mini Pig Education, they have one Mini Pig Owners, Potbelly Pig Owners, all those things. And I'm a member of those groups, and we kind of like help each other out, answer questions, because it's not like owning a dog. A dog, you can like, if a dog is sick, you can pick them up and you can just go run to the vet. Having a pig is very, very different. And even though I live in a very rural community with people who have a lot of livestock, it's hard to find a vet. For one thing, because mini pigs, as far as like mini, like small pigs, don't exist. Amos was sexually mature at 10 weeks, y'all. So he could legit mate with a female at 10 weeks old. He was humping everything and it was awful. So maybe in the future, I've been really, really tempted because they had these people who were rehoming their pigs. It was 2 pigs. And I was like, oh, damn, you know, because pigs are unlike dogs. They're not like dogs at all. A lot of people compare them to dogs as far as potty training, and it's the furthest from the truth. Pigs are very specific. They require a lot of care, very special people, and I'm not calling myself special by any means, but you have to have a lot of time and patience. They bite. They are very ornery. They hold grudges. They remember things. A dog will forgive anything and everything that you do. Pigs are not like that. They will throw a temper tantrum. Amos has many a times gone into my closet and pulled everything off my racks because I wouldn't cover him up in a reasonable amount of time. And I mean, he was a diva. He was definitely a diva. So I think for now, for the next maybe 2 years or so, I want to experience life a little bit more free and not have that worry about him, because he was just a lot of work. You have to trim their hooves, you have to trim their tusks. They get tusks, and Amos was growing not only tusks at the bottom, but he was growing tusks at the top as well. And his tusks, so you have some pigs who their tusks will grow out like handlebars, so you can like sit there and hold them and like kind of wrestle them around. Well, Amos's was growing really close to the skin, and his cheeks, if we didn't maintain his hooves, I mean his tusks, they would grow into the skin. So you have to buy the equipment to take care of his tusks, and it's a challenge. It's all a challenge. They have skin issues, they have eye issues, they have hoof issues, they have ear issues. It's always something, and a lot of it has to do with genetics as well. There's probably a lot of inbreeding, and we didn't know when we bought him the situation that he was probably coming out of. And I'm so blessed and glad that we did get him and gave him the best life, because we really did spoil him rotten. It was almost it was almost overboard. But I just don't know if I'm ready for that again, and I definitely don't want to replace him, because he has his place, he has his spot in my heart and my soul. I generally from my soul miss him, and I want to give him that time and that respect to not feel like I have to replace him just to fill a void in my heart. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. So yeah, what is your biggest pet peeve? My biggest pet peeve is probably somebody who steals from another person. So, yeah, I can't stand a thief. Somebody who comes to your house and they like steal your lawnmower, or, that stuff is just, ooh, I cannot stand that. We actually have somebody who, I've told y'all before many times, we flooded. I think I mentioned it in this video. I'm not even sure. But we flooded. We lost our house. We lost our cars. We lost our possessions and stuff. Well, we actually donated the things in our house, like the what do you call it? Like the supplies, like the building materials. That's what. We donated the building materials and everything. We actually had these older people who stopped by our house, and they said that their church had flooded, and I mean, like the whole parish. It's called a parish in Louisiana. It's called a county in other states, but it's a parish in Louisiana. And they came by the house and they got out, and they were just the sweetest people. It was like a Baptist church that had flooded. They had lost all their stuff and wanted to rebuild, so they were asking for donations. Like, these are people who are coming to a house who people have lost everything, and were asking for donations. And we donated our whole entire house. We donated our whole house to them. So they had somebody come and like took everything off and just shipped it off. And so we had the property after that. And I'm not going to say who, because I don't want to blast anybody here on camera, but we hired a realtor who had the place surveyed and all that stuff. And in Louisiana, especially with the flood and everything, there's such a thing as called wetlands determination. So if an area is considered a wetlands, it's harder to build on legally. And our realtor told us that we didn't need a wetlands determination. However, if a buyer came along and they wanted a wetlands determination, that it would be probably a long process, multi-year. You have to have somebody come out, and then the process of which it would take to get that determination, it could hold up our sale of the property for a very long time. So we weren't living at home. We were actually homeless. We were living in my mother-in-law's house in their living room for a couple of months until we lived in a FEMA trailer. And I told someone that we were selling our property and they were interested in buying it. I told them the process that which the realtor said, you know, hopefully nobody came up and wanted a wetlands determination. And they called the realtor asking for a wetlands determination to tie up our property so that we couldn't sell it, so that they can then buy it under our feet for pennies on the dollar. And that was, our realtor called me up and she said, look, these people just called and I know that you know them. Why would they do that? And I'm like, holy shit. Are you telling me that they actually called right after I told them the story, trying to get our property that we had just flooded? We had no possessions, hardly at all, trying to get our property tied up in paperwork and red tape. That is beyond me. So a pet peeve of mine for sure is, long story short, a pet peeve of mine is somebody who's trying to like steal things. And I consider that definitely trying to steal something from me. So, wow, huh? Ain't that something? Needless to say, I don't conversate with that person anymore. Yeah, they don't have, I welcome them. They can come and be in my life or whatever, but I tell you, I will never break bread with you. I'll never break bread with you. All right, y'all. So the next question is, what is the best and worst brands you've ever worked with? And that is a really good question, actually. And similar to one that I had a couple of months ago when I was doing a live video, I had somebody ask that question, at least similarly. And at this point, I've been doing YouTube for a couple of years now, like 2.5 years. And I've had the amazing opportunity to work with several brands at this point. And I would say the best brands that I've ever worked with is probably Shein, which Shein, you wouldn't think it. Maybe that's kind of weird to say, but Shein has been one of the best brands to work with. They're just really easy, really accepting. They don't mind my different way of thinking. So if I wanted to do a video that's not so technical, you know, a little bit off the cuff, they're like, you do you be creative. And I like that. I like the ability to kind of be myself and be able to kind of shoot the shit with y'all without repercussions of them saying, oh, you know, you had this in your video and we don't like that. Or, you know, they're just really, really easy to get along with. Honey Love has been amazing. Lulu's has been amazing. That's a video that's going to be going up this week sometime, if it's not up already. What's another one? Venus, they were amazing. I'm going to be working with them again in the future, probably around August, I want to say. And then a couple of more up until like Christmas. So I'm really, really excited about that. Venus has been awesome. They're really, really good people, very kind and generous. And I like that. I like people with good energy and good intentions. That's amazing. I'll tell you a brand that I really haven't liked to work with. There's actually two that were very kind of mean, very nasty, didn't like what I had to say, didn't like my creative thinking at all. And that is Rebdolls. Rebdolls, that's why I've never worked with them again. The social media coordinator, or like the video social coordinator, whatever you call that. She was just the meanest person, very, very ugly and just not supportive at all. I would write her, she'd never write me back. It was just a very odd, I don't know what was going on with her, but I will never work with Rebdolls again. Even though I did like the clothes, I definitely didn't like her, and she's a representative of that. And so if I'm seeing that on the back end, that's just not anything that I want to jive with. Another brand that I absolutely hated to work with was Boohoo. So Boohoo, I'm actually blackballed from working with them because their clothes legit are awful. They're just very ill-fitting. The sizing is off. The quality is terrible. Boohoo just in general is not a good company. I've read some really terrible things about awful work conditions with the company, and just not something that I want to promote. Not to mention that their parent company, which is Pretty Little Things, or a sister company, it's owned by the same people. I had bought something from them with my own money, so I was done blackballed from the company. So I bought some things from Pretty Little Things. I was going to do a video, really cute stuff too. Once again, ill-fitting, terrible quality. I never did do a video on them because some of the clothes that I bought, like I was taking it out of the package and there was dirty garments like in the clothes. Like people had taken off their dirty socks and stuff and just put it in there, and there was no quality control. And I'm like, how the hell am I gonna promote this, or how am I gonna talk about this on a channel, on a video during COVID? And it just disgusted me. I could not get past it. So I contacted the company. I let them know what was going on. I expected them to reach out in some sort of capacity and say, you know, oh, we're so sorry that this happened. You know, here's a discount code or something. And they did nothing. They did nothing. The best that they could do was refund my money once I returned the stuff, which is duh. I would hope so. And they charged me return shipping. No, never again. All right, y'all. So it is now 4:30 in the afternoon. I have been talking for like 2.5 hours, I want to say. And so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, next week I should be back to making more videos and back on a regular schedule. I'm really trying to kind of get myself up out of this, you know, out of this like funk that I've been in. It's been tough. It's been a rough May. But, you know, I'm like the little engine that could. I'm just trucking along, and every day is a new day, and every day is a new day that I'm thankful for. Please stay safe. I really mean that. And stay healthy, and I'm going to be seeing y'all very soon. Bye.